Hi, my name is Elena and this is Excalibur Healing. Today I want to talk about the rapidly increasing interest I'm seeing in people taking commercial dewormers to treat themselves for parasites. I have been deworming since 2016, but I've only ever used herbs or solvents from nature. I have noticed though that using commercial dewormers such as Ivermectwin is becoming much more popular. And as with any pharmaceutical, I am concerned about the long-term side effects. So you might be thinking, well, we don't use these medications long-term, and in the past, I would have agreed with you, but after almost a decade of treating myself, and after talking with dozens of other people who are knowledgeable on the topic, I am of the belief now that this is actually a continual, lifelong endeavor. I have eaten practically every diet there is, from plant-based to carnivore, and I have done every kind of fast that there is, from a 40-day juice fast to a 5-day dry fast with no food or water. And it seems that no matter what I do, I always express parasites whenever I do a cleanse. Many people believe, and I agree, that as long as we are exposed to heavy metals in our environment, that we will always have an issue with parasites, and that is because they are most oftentimes found together. It's almost as if the parasites are helping us in a way to eat up the garbage in our bodies. The goal, however, is to keep the numbers low and to not get into a situation where we have an overgrowth, because that is where the health issues begin to arise. If we are going to be using dewormers often, and even on a daily basis, which I highly recommend, I think it is best to use natural ingredients God made from Mother Earth. Some people might benefit from using the commercial grade dewormers in the beginning of their detox journey if they have a very heavy infestation going on, and then they could begin to transition into more natural methods as time goes on. It is worth noting, however, that the herbal formula I use, called Ivermectwin by God's Herbs Heal, was 55% more effective in a clinical study at killing all species of parasites than its commercial grade counterpart. Now I'm going to go over what I use and how I use it on a daily basis. I will also be showing you some photos of what these things look like, which is the proof that natural methods do in fact work. Every day I fill a water jug with 2 liters of distilled water. I add 3 drops of 5% iodine, which purifies the water and also treats Candida, a yeast infection of the blood that over 85% of the population does have in some form. I also add 3 drops of distilled pine tree resin to address both Candida and parasites. Years ago, I did my first deworming protocol using this resin several times over the course of 14 days and ended up releasing over 30 feet of ropeworm parasites. This 14-day protocol is available by request. Please email excaliburhealing@gmail.com to get your copy. I use 3 different formulas by the company I mentioned previously, God's Herbs Heal, and I put 1 dropper full of each of the following into the same water jug. VTox, which cleans the blood, Ivermectwin for parasites, and an EBV mold tincture. As a binder, I use 1 teaspoon of zeolite powder, as well as 2 droppers full of heavy metal detox with chlorella and spirulina. Other medicines I add to this same water is 600 milligrams of ReMag Miracle Magnesium and a South American herb called Chanca and a formula called Stonebreaker, which dissolves kidney stones and also softens liver and gallbladder stones. I drink this over the course of 2 days, and I have been doing this daily for a couple of months now, and I feel perfectly fine with no negative side effects that I can see. In fact, I am feeling much better than before, where I would go weeks, if not months, without treating myself with any kind of dewormer or binder. And usually when I would wait a long time like this, I would experience many parasites coming out with the cleanse and a lot of different symptoms. Now I am getting 1 or 2 coming out, if any. Next, I want to talk about the energetics of parasites. Some of you might be on an accelerated ascension journey, finding it more and more difficult to engage in behaviors or activities you once enjoyed in the past. Things like using drugs, smoking, drinking, watching certain kinds of entertainment, listening to certain kinds of music, cussing, having casual sex, etc. I believe that parasites, as well as dark entities such as archons, reptilians, demons, fallen angels, and negative aliens, all thrive at a lower frequency. And as we continue to ascend and raise our own frequency and consciousness, these things will not be drawn to us as we are no longer a vibratory match. I feel that with each purge, we are jumping timelines, moving further and further away from these things that are plaguing our bodies and our minds. And this feels accurate to me, as the amount of parasites I have now is significantly less than when I first started cleansing almost 10 years ago. I'd like to believe that we could someday be completely free of parasites. There was a time I used to think that the only way that this was possible was to become a breatharian, which means to not eat any food at all. And perhaps this has more to do actually with just raising our vibration in general. Matter is energy condensed into a slow vibration. We are living in a world of frequencies, and as a co-creator with God, we get to choose what station we tune into, hopefully making that free will choice wisely. This includes having an abundance of positive thoughts and speaking powerful affirmations over our lives, which in turn creates positive feelings. And the science shows that when we create positive feelings in our body, we then create a beautiful, high vibrational life. Easier said than done. It does take an incredible amount of discipline to break bad habits, to stop complaining, to consistently monitor thoughts, and do the inner work necessary to transmute lower frequencies inside of the body. Only time will tell if my theory is correct, but until then, I really hope that you found this information helpful, or at least insightful and thought-provoking. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a blessed and healthy day. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.